Capricorn. I cannot believe I sang that song in the beginning of that video, but I made the whole video. There's no way I can take it back. Anyway, I had to rewatch it. I was like, oh God. Oh well. I guess I really am at that point in my life where I just do not have the energy to care. So here we are with your cards that we kind of are getting a taste, or we already got a taste of. So let's delve in. Let me move some of these a little bit so you can kind of see them a little bit better. So here we are clarifying the Devil, and behind the Devil we have the Lovers, Three of Swords, and the Justice card. Check my hair. Is that wait? There we go. So first and foremost, first of all, there's a romantic quality coming out here. For some of you, it's just an internal situation, right? We got the Gemini card, we got the Libra card, we have again, Gemini, the two twins, Libra, the two scales. There's the duality here. And I think you really are, what did I say in the general reading, right? You're staring that Devil straight in the face and you're like, I have to make peace with this. And I think in so many ways you are. Three of Swords can be excruciatingly painful. I think even more so than the Nine of Swords, right? The Nine of Swords is all about a spinning mind, but a Three of Swords is often about a broken heart. Often it's about something that happened that went terribly wrong. And it's way back there, it's behind you, but it's a part of your construct. It's a part of where you're coming from, no matter how far away it is in time. It's there with you. Clearly, here it is, right? It's showing up in the reading. It's affecting you. And this is the reason why the temptation to fall back into this is so strong. Because a lot of times when we have this pain, we'll do anything to not feel that pain. And if we need to defend ourselves to protect the pain, then that's what we do. But see, this is the time for us to do it differently. To acknowledge that the pain is there. To acknowledge that we do have that thorn in our paw. And to say, you know what? It's time to remove the thorn. And it's time to make peace with that duality and to stare at my shadow and to say, okay, I know why you're here. The shadow is very important. The shadow part of our duality. It is what gives our light meaning. What did I say about, did I say this with you guys or was that Sagittarius? The kind of reverberation of the energy that you've been transmitting lately, when you have these kind of clarifying moments in your life, when you have these thoughts, whether they're positive or negative is irrelevant, right? You can think of the universal energetic field as like this gigantic actual field, like an agricultural field. The land itself is indifferent to what you plant. You can plant poison or you can plant something fruitful like an apple tree. Either way, the land is going to give you what you plant. And I think that here you're starting to see or starting to really realize the power of choice when it comes to what you're planting. And for many, many years, perhaps a long time, you've been planting a Three of Swords because that's been what you've known. Whether it's from something like childhood way far back, or from some recent heartbreak, or some recent disappointment, some failure that you had, or that you perceived that you had. And you see that the more you feed that, the more you plant of that, the more you get back of that. And see, the Jupiter transit is incredibly meaningful to the entire zodiac, but for you guys specifically, because it is highlighting the subconscious stuff, the 12th house stuff. You've got the sun back there. All of this basement stuff is coming to light, and purposefully. Because so much has happened since Jupiter has been in that 12th house, right? It's been 12 years. since that's been there, since 2007. I think that's when it was, 2007, when Jupiter was in Sagittarius last. So think about the roller coaster ride that you've been on since 2007. Now it's time for all of that to just wash away. To find the balance with your twins, with your duality, to make peace, to reestablish trust, whatever it is that's needing to be done. Okay? Let's move to the Five of Wands down here, right? Five of Wands. I try to adjust my camera so y'all can not get seasick looking at it. Hopefully you can see it okay. We get the Tower and the High Priestess reverse. The reversal of the High Priestess signifying the surfacing of the stuff. And this is going to be the catalyst through which that stuff surfaces. And this time it's going to surface and you're going to see it and you're going to recognize it and you're not going to feed it. Because the universe is going to tempt you a little bit. Well, the universe, people are going to tempt you a little bit because that stuff's still there. It's showing up. It's still there. So whatever your siblings are doing or your romantic partner is doing or your coworkers are doing, whatever it is, that gossipy, whiny, competitive, defensive kind of stuff, it's giving you that opportunity to officially break down that structure, right? The structure of the Capricorn Saturnian quality here being destroyed here, because now you have an ability to see what that is. The Tower is the biggest blessing, I think. I really do. I really think the Tower is the thing that keeps us on point. It's what keeps us going. It's what keeps us, moving and changing. It's like it's not going to let you get comfortable. The devil likes us to be comfortable. Comfort is the devil. Structure and predictability, too much of that. It is. And the Tower says that Five of Wands no longer has a place in your life anymore. You are above it. In a weird way, you're kind of like feeling cornered, maybe. Cornered by your external circumstances, cornered by your subconscious a little bit. But yet, at the end of the day, your spirit and your mind knows exactly what needs to be done. And I don't see any reason why you don't do the thing that needs to be done. There's no reason. There's absolutely no reason why that won't happen. So, I don't even think you guys need to pay. You'll have to be conscious, you'll have to be aware, but you don't have to put too much effort into it. It's your time. It's your time for that. Six of Swords, moving forward, right? Ace of Swords, this is your spiritual evolution. It's a part of your story, and it is an inevitability, just like the Tower is an inevitability. Just like justice is an inevitability, whatever is emitted gets returned. There is always an equal and opposite reaction. Always. This is emitting the breakout energy, which is why this is manifesting. Right? All the universe is mind. The universe is mental. The Kabbalion. That's what this is. And that's what it brings you. How exciting that is. This is actually really great in preparation for your birthday and for eclipse season, because the more humble you can be, the less affected you'll be. And the more detached you can be, the less affected you'll be. You don't need to be attached to the outcome. You don't need to be attached to the fruit, because you know that you've planted the right seeds and you know that fruit will grow when it needs to grow. You can't make that hurry up. Right? You can't do that. Emotionally, I think you're a little disrupted. Four of Cups reverse. Did I talk about that in the last reading? I don't even know if I did. A little bit emotionally disrupted by the whole thing. Feeling very just unnerved a little bit, but it's okay. Let's look at the Ace of Coins reverse. We'll move on to this one in a minute. Oh my gosh, I can't even, like, let's just, holy cow, let's just stop right there. Okay. The abundance is already yours. In the timeline of your life, it already belongs to you. This was one of the hardest things when I study manifestation, which I'll talk about on my other channel a lot with my journey on this, but I'll share a little bit of my wisdom with you on this here. You know, everyone talks about manifestation, everyone talks about law of attraction and yada, yada, yada. But I think there are very, very, very few people that actually know how to really do it. That actually really know how to create purposeful circumstances for themselves. And I believe that you guys are tuning in to that ability in a very real and a very strong way, to the extent that we get two of the most abundant cards in the tarot. These two cards represent someone who knows that abundance follows service. That abundance is the result of intention, right? You don't go out and look for abundance. That's just what comes with. When you start tapping into your true talents and your true creative skills, in your true kind-heartedness, there is nothing that you cannot expect. And it may take time, and it may take effort. You still have to work. You can't just sit on your couch all day, right? But these two cards signify someone that knows. And you're coming into the knowing, which is why you're starting to tune this out. You're starting to turn that dial down. Because you know that if you allow yourself to continue to be cornered by this stuff, that this won't be yours. Oops, sorry, just hit my microphone. The Mars energy coming out with the Queen of Wands, right, Aries, it is pushing you through, pushing you forward. And I think your mind is going to be very, very active with the third house activity there with Mars there. Wait, yeah, third house, yeah. It is going to be very, very active, and you are going to be having a lot of ideas, a lot of downloads come up for you. Pay attention to all of those because they are taking you to new levels, new heights of creation, okay? These cards both the only word that's coming to my mind, I'm sorry, the only word that's coming to my mind is patience. And the knowing that this is a universal law, okay? That's a universal law. And whatever gets emitted from your mind and from your heart, there is a reaction. 100%. And it's there. So let's look at the, let's wait on that. Let's do the pages now. Page of Cups. Okay. I don't know. What's going on with your, kind of just life activity in general, business, work, friends, all that kind of stuff? What's going on there? Tons and tons of stuff. Again, Mars in the third house, not surprisingly, has a lot to do with your community, your neighborhood, your kind of close-knit network, that kind of thing. You may be taking on a much more social quality, like I said before. Relationships changing, purging certain relationships. The King of Swords coming out with the Eight of Swords. Is this part of your devil? Is that part of your Three of Swords? Possibly. Is this an unended situation? A situation that kind of just keeps going and going and going, and for some reason you just can't quite seem to put a stop to it. Maybe there are kids involved, maybe there's a business involved, maybe there are extraneous circumstances legally tying you together, right? Maybe you're legally bound to something, and yet you still do not see, there is still no end in sight. Clearly this person that you're dealing with is 100% blind to what they're doing, and they are self-serving. I don't know, this Venus stuff really brought out the darkness in certain people. Not all people, certain people. It brought out the ugly for everyone to see, and I think you see it, and you've probably always seen it, but you may be seeing it in a different light or a different level now. And you're probably like, whoa, where the heck did all of that come from? Oh my goodness, right? Like, oh my goodness, this is crazy. You'll be hearing from all sorts of people this month. All different walks of life. This is the one you don't want to hear from, but yet still here they are. This is the one I think you're trying to see past. You're trying to get to this one. You're trying to see past to that, but yet here this person is. Okay, well, it is what it is. You just got to deal with it. It's a part of this stuff. The reason these are coming out together is because this is still somewhat unresolved. And if you're sitting there and you're like, no, Jane, like I've been working, I've been doing it so hard. I've been working so hard. I've been doing so good. Like, that's amazing. But yet the process of kind of unprogramming our brains is not this like immediate thing. It takes a lot of time and a lot of concentrated effort. And anyone that's done it will tell you that it's not something that can really happen overnight unless you have some kind of Kundalini experience that really shatters that stuff for you. But if you're consciously like working through it, it is a process. Okay, the death phase is a process. The process of becoming. There's a quote that I'm quoting all sorts of stuff for you guys, that I read this month. I put it on my Instagram, and it said, you have to be what you want to be before you can be what you want to be. Right? And this is you becoming and being what you want to be. So here we have the King of Wands coming out with the Knight of Pentacles and the Five of Swords. It's interesting that he's kind of connected here, although I see this as kind of an individual person. There may be some doubt, right? This is still kind of either holding you back from really enjoying this really amazing relationship or this really amazing friend. It's all interweaving here. This is not this person. This is someone else. They are doing their own thing. Maybe you have a crush on someone. Maybe you have something in the works, some kind of business deal or whatever. Again, if it doesn't work out immediately, it's okay. It will. This still shows up. Whether it's reversed or upright is irrelevant. There's still an Ace of Coins on the docket for you. Okay, it's just a matter of time. And the Ten of Swords needs to be cleared. The Eight of Swords, the Five of Swords, it needs to be cleared. If you fester in this, you are going to push this further and further and further down the road. You might as well enjoy your abundance and say, no, I totally deserve this. I totally deserve the happiness and the joy. And here's the Ace of Swords right? Manifesting good things, manifesting a real legitimate partner, but yet still grappling with those demons. So you're going to have to work that out. You're going to have to find a way to get rid of those demons that have plagued you, whether it's the demon of loneliness, the demon of pain, the demon of fear of rejection, like whatever it is you want to call it, or whatever it is. But here the universe is really like giving you something pretty amazing. And I think that there's something substantial there, something substantive that can grow into something so much more. Okay? So embrace it, enjoy it, be grateful. Okay? All right, you guys, I hope you have an amazing, amazing holiday. Thank you so, so much for being here. I love you guys. Thank you, and I'll talk to you next month. Bye-bye.